Hello everybody, welcome to Bali, Janson Radio Bali Trip. Ini episode 1 kita. Pertama gue mau bilang thank you banget buat semua tim dari Locavore dan juga Komaneka Villa at Bisma di Ubud. Itu yang membuat trip ini possible. Tanpa mereka, Janson Radio podcast team nggak bisa ke Bali. Jadi kita itu diundang dalam acara Where Chef Sleep. Jadi kalian bisa experience full chef experience di Bali, makan di Locavore dan di tempat-tempat lainnya juga restoran Nusantara dan dibawa foraging trip. Itu yang highlight of the trip buat gua. Kalian stay di Komaneka Villa yang temanya itu art karena Pak Koman ownernya adalah seorang art dealer yang luar biasa. Dan juga villanya itu very chill and very romantic at the same time. So kalian bisa bawa pasangan kalian. Oke, anyway, podcast kita kali ini bersama Chef EELKE PLASMEIJER. Dia adalah chef owner dari Locavore. Basically dia akan cerita pengalaman dia kerja di Indonesia, membuat restoran sekeren Locavore, perubahan Locavore dari awal sampai sekarang udah mendekati tahun ke-9 dan masih banyak lagi. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the show. Jangan lupa subscribe di Janson Radio YouTube channel. Kita juga ada di Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, dan Anchor App. Untuk update seperti biasa, check out di Instagram kita di Janson Radio. Oke, please welcome Chef EELKE PLASMEIJER. Enjoy the show. Everybody, welcome back to the show. Nah, di intro kan gue udah bilang kita itu Janson Radio Podcast diundang ke Locavore dari acara Where Chef Sleep. Nah, dari dulu kan gue big fan of the Locavore restaurant and its people. Nah, sekarang akhirnya kita bisa ngobrol sama chef founder, Chef EELKE. Finally, we can do a talk. Yeah. I never talked to you actually.
We haven't never met before.
Yes.
You came to, but this time.
Yes.
Strange.
Thank you for inviting.
Well, thanks for inviting me to have this chat with you.
Our pleasure, and it's so glad to finally get in touch with you, Chef. So, how are you?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. It's a beautiful day here in Ubud.
Oh yeah, of course. Kita lagi di Komaneka at Bisma, guys. Acaranya seru banget. So, how do you end up here, Chef?
Well, right here.
No, I mean in Ubud, in Bali and Locavore.
Long story short, maybe. I always been cooking since I was a little kid. I always wanted to become a cook, have my own restaurant one day maybe. So I cooked in professional kitchens since I was 15. Did that for quite a few years, next to my high school first and next to my hotel school, and then full time in a few restaurants in Holland. Then I sort of kind of got fed up with it. I had enough. I mean, as you know, it's quite a rough lifestyle too. Yeah,
yes. It's especially in Europe. No,
I really liked it. So it's a bit weird. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I love the hard work and being in a professional kitchen, the stress, the
rush,
everything, and getting yelled at and the shitty pay and all that. I loved it. I felt I was 22, 23 maybe, and you work a lot, so you're tired, like really tired on your days off. And, I would wake up late in the afternoon, like have a shitload of not so many missed calls, mostly my mom. And then, you don't have the energy to call back. And fuck, man, that's not what I want to do the rest of my life. Yeah. This is not right. This is, I will be dead when I'm 30.
Yeah.
So
I had the same feeling.
Yeah, also. Right. I mean, it's quite a common thing at the cinema. You start doubting it. Like, is this what I want to do really? But, food was and is my passion. So I thought that, how can I combine, how can I still do a job with or around food? So I thought, I become a food writer. I go write about it because
you did?
Yeah, well.
In Europe or?
So I stopped cooking full time and I went back to study. I went back to college to do journalism.
Oh, that's why the writing is so good.
Well, I wouldn't say it's because of that, but I did enjoy the writing bit. So I went back to college, and then one of my old chefs, a bit of my mentor, good friend, he asked me, "Hey, I'm asked to open a restaurant in Jakarta. Do you want to come with me as my sous chef?" So fuck, man, no, I would love to, but I can't. This is my new thing. I want to give this a real shot. So no, I can't do it, but I come and visit you in my summer break. So he brought another friend of ours to be a sous chef, and I went there in August to visit them. I spent a month in Jakarta, a bit of cooking with them, a bit of traveling, went to Bali, obviously. Liked it a lot. Already knew that
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to like. So I was a year in my journalism study, knowing that was not going to be what what I wanted to do as well. So when they asked me to come and join them permanently, I said, sure, let's do this. And then I was still foolish enough thinking that I would continue my study online beside, working full time in the kitchen, which never worked. I didn't even open my books or whatever. So I went back to Holland, picked up my bags, came back to Indonesia, started working in Jakarta. The three of us, this is 15 years ago, right? So it's a long time ago. The restaurant we were running was beautiful, but it didn't work at all. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Nobody understood the food. It was just way out. It was just not going to work. So one of them left, then the other one left. So I was there by myself. So fuck, what I'm going to do now? I had still 6 months in my contract. And on the day, my second friend walked out to go and cook in Bali, actually. Ray walked in, Ray Aliansha, the other Ray, to look for a job. He actually had a job interview with me, which I didn't even know. So I hired him, obviously, and we started working together. Did it for another 6 months. We did that restaurant in Jakarta. Just knew it was not going to work out. So we luckily were approached to move to Bali and to go cook in a hotel in Tuban, of all places, which we did. So we moved to Bali, cooked there for a year. I switched jobs again. We moved to Ubud to run a hotel in Ubud, which we did for 3 years. And during those days, we figured out, we don't really want to work in a hotel with all the bullshit that comes with it. So we said, let's do our own thing. And it's, opening a restaurant is no rocket science, really, right? I mean, you need money, which we didn't have. But we asked around. I had some friends, and he helped us raise the money. Not a big amount. Found a location. We knew where we wanted to do it. We knew we want to open in Ubud because we liked Ubud. I still do. And we knew a concept. We had a concept in mind. So we found a spot, found an architect or somebody who was, sort of designed the place, built the place, and we opened.
That was 8 years ago, right?
That was a little over 8 years ago. Yeah, November 2013.
How does the concept start about Locavore? It's because at least in Indonesia, there's nothing like it until now.
Which is super weird because you have so beautiful produce here.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, when we were cooking Jakarta, we didn't use a thing.
You can't.
No, well, you can't. You can nowadays. Yeah. You could have.
It's harder. I was talking to Pak Ray yesterday. It's easier to get for example, Wagyu foie gras from France, from Japan in Jakarta. Then you want to get stuff we foraged yesterday. From Bali. It's so hard.
It's funny, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So, but we were part of that not making sense part, right? We didn't make sense ourselves. We never thought about it until we moved to Bali, and we realized, like, fuck, there is good local stuff. So why would we cook with imported, frozen B or C quality stuff? That the good stuff doesn't come to Indonesia, right? It goes to Tokyo, it goes to Singapore, or it goes somewhere else, but not to Jakarta or not to Indonesia. So why would you settle for shit ingredients? And I think the most important was, like, why would people come to a restaurant serving ingredients they have back home better?
Yeah.
So first, there was those two reasons. People shouldn't come to Indonesia to eat that kind of food. And second of all, why should we cook with shit ingredients?
Where do you get that philosophy? Is that something you learned when you were younger? By cooking locally?
Yes and no. The restaurant I worked in Holland were very friends, very... and back then, you didn't think where your ingredient came from. 15, 20 years ago, you would just order, right? You order your ingredients and... the supplier would make sure you get it. If it had a French name, you knew it was from France. But otherwise, it could have been from Peru or it could have been from Kenya or whatever. If you work with asparagus, they're from Holland. If you work with mushrooms or whatever, they make sense they're from Holland. But you wouldn't care. You wouldn't. You would just order, and you would have enough stress just to be ready for service. You wouldn't worry about where your ingredients were from. I mean, but that changed. And if you look at the world now, it is important.
Yeah.
There's a few restaurants. Noma is a good example who made this important.
Yeah.
There were other restaurants before Noma, I think, who were doing this in France, especially. But it just think about it. It is just right? It just makes sense. It's right. It makes you feel better about what you're doing. I think those are the main reasons. And again, I think why would people travel to Bali, to Ubud?
And eat French food.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or to eat ingredients that are imported from wherever.
From their hometown.
Yeah, but that I think diners or guests also changed, right?
They appreciate more now.
Correct. And I think they're open for having a meal that is out of their comfort zones, because that's what it became, right? I mean, for us, we had to get out of our comfort zones to cook with ingredients we never cooked with. Ray spent 10 years in New Zealand, so he also lost, sort of his feeling with his
Locally,
heritage, whatever you want to call it. With the ingredients he grew up eating with, less than me, of course. But for me, it was a lot of new stuff. So you need to get out of your comfort zone and say, okay, do I really want to go back to school or whatever you want to call it, right? Go back to the drawing board and start all over, and then, which is not start all over. You have the basic, but do I have to sort of reinvent myself and my cooking? Do I really want to do that?
Yeah.
The answer was yes. I mean, yes, of course. I mean, this makes sense. This is relevant. That's just what we want to do.
Is it hard when you start searching for true local ingredient that are like a good quality for your Locavore standard, especially the meat side, right?
Super hard. But in all honesty, when we opened Locavore, we were a different restaurant, right? We used local ingredients or ingredients grown in Indonesia, which is bullshit, of course, because we were using beetroots and radishes and kohlrabi and things that I grew up eating and cooking with in Europe, and they were growing them in Bali. So we said, that's local. Yeah. Sure, let's do that. And local made cheese and dairy and all those things. So and that made total sense to us for a long time until we said, actually, this doesn't make sense. There's nothing local about a vegetable grown from a seed that is imported from Europe or from Australia. That's not local. So we again sort of took a few steps back and said, okay, this is not right. We need to cook with ingredients that are either from Indonesia or have been here for a long time. Because if you can only cook with ingredients that are originally from here, there's a lot you can't do. You can't do chocolate, coffee, chilies, tomatoes, potatoes, you name it. There's a lot of mangoes. There's a lot of shit that is not
originally from.
Correct, but it's been here for so long that it's I try to think about Indonesian food without chilies or tomatoes.
Oh my God.
Forget about it. So we said, okay, that's fine. We don't want to be too anal about it, right? I mean, but still, there's things that are definitely not from here, like fennel. Well, fennel is a bad example, but like the things I mentioned before, radishes, those kind of things. No, let's stop using them, and let's go, challenge ourselves and dig deeper. Sorry, difficult word.
The foraging trip we took yesterday, it was amazing for me because I ate Locavore quite a few times, especially when you guys do a pop up in Jakarta, and I saw the herbs and the spices that you get that I don't know when to actually go to a place and try it like fresh from the tree. It's really amazing. But I was thinking, you took that foraging trip when you're opening, right? To learn about the local stuff as well.
Well,
you learn?
I can't say we went on that trip before we opened. I mean, that trip happened step by step, right? You go out there, you see this, somebody tells you that, somebody brings you this. It really is a process of years and years and years of learning and people sharing and showing you things and bringing you things. It's not like it's like I said, Locavore didn't become the restaurant we are now overnight. It's a long process, and it's still a steep learning curve. I think there's still so much out there that we haven't used or we haven't discovered or we haven't implemented in a menu yet that we still that we should. There's a lot of challenges. Obviously, there's a challenge in getting to know the produce.
Yeah.
We used to run a busy restaurant. We still busy. So it's not that we have all the time in the world to go around and look for things. And the things that have been brought to the restaurant that sort of stopped as well, that people say, hey, I got this or I got that. So it's really, there's a lot of local knowledge that we got from our team.
Yeah.
But it took a while before our team got on board and understand what it is Ray and I wanted to do, right? I mean, they didn't understand that we wanted to have the ingredients they would eat at home to come to our restaurant to use in our menus.
Yeah.
That's really that took quite a bit of time for them to they do want that. That's exactly what they want me to show and bring and teach.
To showcase, yes.
Correct. So and then that's a never-ending process, and that's what I like. I think the most about running a restaurant here is that the learning never stops.
Yeah, the giant passion fruit I see. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I wonder why doesn't anybody know about this? It's flavorful. It's very interesting.
People know about it, but they take it for granted, I think. Yeah. Some people don't think about that as a special ingredient.
Never seen it anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had it as a ice, whatever, like the meat diced up in like an ice champo kind of thing. But but there's so many things out. The funny thing is that, like, when you come from Europe, a mango is a mango, right? A passion fruit is a passion fruit, and a banana is a banana, right? We have one banana in the supermarket.
Yeah.
You have one kind of mango, which is normally from Brazil. You have one kind of passion fruit. That's that purple.
Yeah, the purple with the really sour and orange.
Yeah, the really cooning one. So you don't know that there's so many varieties of those fruits. That is already.
Oh, we have plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, bananas, mango, plenty.
Yeah, but that is sort of also taken for granted, right? And you use all those bananas for different things.
Mm-hmm.
When Raka, our bar guy, he told me that you can make arak from bananas. I think, now we're talking, right?
Yeah.
Then it becomes interesting. Then a banana is not just a banana anymore. So, the sheer variety of produce is amazing here.
Then after a couple of years, Locavore opened and the award came in. I always wanted to ask you, how does it feel running a restaurant that's in the world best list?
I don't. I mean, it means a lot. The first year, obviously, we thought somebody was messing with us. Ray and I got the email and we said, Ray, who is doing this to us, right? Who's taking the piss? So I was a bit unreal the first year. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't, and it never was. It was never on our minds. Even.
The plan.
We knew about this list. It was not something we thought about or we had ambitions about at all. So when it happened, it was a complete surprise. And I think the first year we were on number, was it 49 or something?
Mm-hmm.
So the second year we were sure that we were out again, right? A lot of restaurants come in and are on the list for a year and then they off. So that was a certainty that was going to happen. So the second year we went up quite a bit.
Does it affect business directly?
It did and it didn't. We were busy already when we
oh my
entered
god,
the list.
Couldn't get a place in Locavore.
Yeah, miss those days. What changed was we got more colleagues to come to the restaurant.
Okay,
so more chefs, more restaurateurs,
from abroad. And
which was really cool because they come in with normally the right expectations and the open-mindedness that we're looking for. So that was great. I think honestly the best thing about the 50 Best is that you meet a lot of people, like-minded people, and you can connect with and you can make like friendship with, and that's for me that was the best bit. I can do without all the commerce. Yeah. Obviously it's a sponsored event, so there's a lot of it's super commercial. Yeah. And the moment it moved from Bangkok to Macau, it became even worse, I think. So but I think the most important maybe is that it gave the team such a motivation Ray and I would never be able to give them, right? I mean, to work in a restaurant, work so hard in a restaurant that then is on a list that sort of justifies all the hard work and the pain and the hours and energy levels that you have to bring. So I think that was great. So I think for people that were working with us, they got that kick out of it that we would not be able to give them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's nice on not only on your CV, but it gives you sort of,
Pride.
Yeah, but you can also tell your parents why you're working so hard, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Like they might understand. Oh, okay.
You're working so hard for this.
It sort of helps explaining why you're doing it to yourself. So I think that was the best for us from being on that list.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a little bit, the pandemic happened. I always heard like from my podcast guests who from Bali, and they came to Jakarta and talk about the condition in Bali, in Ubud. Oh my God, so many empty buildings now, closed restaurants.
Yeah.
The amazing thing for me about Locavore is how you, Pak Ray, and Raka, and Parian, all the leaders keep the spirits of the team up. Because everybody seems so eager to work.
It's fucking hard. It takes. Let's talk about the situation in Bali, Ubud first. It's terrible. You've seen it with your own eyes, right?
My God.
If you go after sunset, it's like a fucking ghost town. It's terrible, and it's not only Ubud, right? There's other places in Ubud or in Bali that are hit as hard or even harder. But Ubud is I'm mixing it up. Ubud is it's a good example of how an island can't do that is so much about international tourism that can't do without international tourism.
Yeah.
It's a ghost town. It really is. I think 80% of the buildings are empty or not open or vacant. And the other 20% is just trying to make the most out of it. And so are we, right? I mean, it's not in our. I don't think Ray and I and what you say, Jens or Rian and Raka are the kind of people that will sit back and wait it out. I mean, that's just not how we are, I guess. But it does take a lot of energy and a lot of everything to keep going and to be the one that is positive. I wouldn't mind go lay in bed and stay there for a year often. It's a bit drama, but
I get what you mean.
It's super hard. But if I go like, oh, fuck guys, let's stop. Let's stop doing this. That's the beginning of the end, right? If Ray and I give that kind of feeling to the rest of the boys and girls, you forget about it. So and I mean, I think we are entrepreneurs, right? We cooks, but if you run a business in Bali, you need to be more than a cook. Right. So you need to have ideas and come up with things that to keep going.
Yeah.
And well, I think we did everything. We just not. We didn't become.
You do a tour of Indonesia big cities.
We did it all, man. Just to make some additional revenue to see this through and be able to pay salaries and all those. Just that's really what it's all about. Just stay open, keep the people employed, pay them a salary, and wait it out till better times arrive. And I mean, we are a restaurant, right? I mean, so we cook food and we serve that to people and they pay money for it. So if there's no people where your restaurant is, then you go where the people are.
Yeah.
So we did lots of events, mostly in Jakarta because there's a lot of people.
Semarang, I heard, was awesome.
Semarang, we did now 3 times. We have good friends there that are super nice to us and let us borrow their already busy restaurants, something they don't have to do, but they do time and time. In Jakarta, we often go to a place that is either empty or not so busy, or and then it's easier to borrow that to us. But the guys in Semarang, they have a really busy restaurant, so they've been more than kind to us. But in Jakarta as well, there's hotels that welcome us with open arms and let us sleep in the hotel, let us cook in one of the restaurants. It's been quite special. Of course, I mean they need something in return, but so that's we've been doing loads of them, and I think we have to keep doing them until we
everything stabilizes.
The airport opens. Yeah. That's where it starts, and it will not come back overnight, but it will come back. I think people are really
hopefully
keen. Hopefully soon.
I feel sad, man, seeing those because it used to be so busy street, right? Like motorcycles everywhere.
Yeah, a bit too busy.
People everywhere.
Well, I'm Dutch. Busy. I'm Dutch, right? We're never happy. So it's either too busy or too quiet. It's never good. But it's definitely it's not good. I mean, you can't. Honestly, I'm not looking for for sure, there's other places that are much worse, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so many people lost their jobs,
Yeah.
and without any support whatsoever. There's not a social. There's not like, hey guys, here's a bit of money. So every month we like in most other countries, like even in Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, government does support
Yeah.
businesses to pay mostly salaries
Yeah. And
or the
rent.
rent.
Yeah.
Forget about it,
Hmm.
right? There's not
No.
such a thing.
No.
So yeah, that doesn't help. Otherwise the decision to not open would be, if you know that your team is taken care of, it's an easier decision to make. Like if everybody's still on the salary, supported by the government, sure, okay, we can wait it out. But if that's not happening, you need to make it happen yourself.
Yeah. And one of the ideas, of course, this wonderful program where chefs sleep. The one we're here for.
Yeah, the one
basically.
you came over.
Where do you get the idea? We
So-
have a wonderful time, really wonderful time. So
Nice. That
thank
was
you
the whole
first.
idea.
Yeah.
So we used to invite lots of guest chefs over the years, right? We maybe because Best 50 made us make a lot of friends, and people that have the same mind. It's it's easy to relate to and to be friends with. So we invite a lot of chefs over the years to come and cook with us. And we always like to take care of them, right? Let them sleep in a nice hotel. You take them out. You show them, your little world. You go drinks together. So we did it, loads of times. So we said, why don't we make a bit of a program out of it, right? I mean, why don't we have guests to experience the same as we have our guest chefs experiencing? So we set up the hotel room as it is. We would do for our guest chef. So we put nice cooking books in the room.
Yeah.
We supply the mini bar with drinks we like to drink. We have
Very personalized cookbooks, I may add.
we have a good selection, so it's easy. And we know you guys a bit, and Google helps.
Yeah.
And it's the little things that make the difference, right? I mean, a little card here, a little card there. So yeah, we would, guests would sleep in the same room as our guest chef would, and the room is set up the same. We would take them out as we would do our guest chefs. We invite them to our lab, our R&D kitchen.
Yeah, and local parts. And so
Yeah,
on.
we show them everything and more. They have a meal in Locavore. So it's like, people that sign up, guests that sign up for where guests sleep, they get that same experience. So it's 1 or 2 nights in a very nice hotel, and it's all the all the things that come with it. We take them foraging if they want.
Yeah.
We take them to one of our favorite places to have a lunch or a breakfast and so on. So that's what we did to you guys, but that's what we sort of offering for everybody else.
Yeah, a couple of my listeners, because we upload it in social media, right? Of course, a couple of my listeners already asked, is the program open for public?
It sure is.
When?
Yeah,
Maybe you can tell us.
Anytime. It's available now.
All right.
So we had it. We wanted to roll it out before Corona.
Yeah.
We actually did. We had 1 or 2 couples to join us, and then shit happened.
Yeah.
So we stopped it, and we said, actually, when we thought about bringing you guys over, this was not because of this. We just wanted to have a good start of the year and get some exposure of what we are doing, and then we said, why don't we link it to our old program where chefs sleep? So, but it's available. It's there. You can book it through Common at our website. We will post about it more the coming days.
Okay.
And it's there. It's ready to ready. It's available any day, and you don't have to be a group. It can be you. It can be you and your wife, whoever. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you should try, guys. It's really fun. And I bet the demand for this type of program. You can go foraging. You can eat at local parks. Lunch. We had lunch, a wonderful lunch in Nusantara. Dinner at Locavore. You can meet the chefs, the team. This type of program is on high demand, especially at least in Jakarta market, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Because
good fun, yeah.
we have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who doesn't really into food that much before, but he do a lot of farms in Java, right? Do farm tour, farm stay. Now learn about organic gardening. Everybody does that now.
Well, they
there's a
hop
demand.
in the plane, I would say.
Yeah. Or drive to where chefs sleep. Contact your social media.
We'll be on there soon for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right, chef. What's next for you then? I heard you're going to do a pop-up soon again in Jakarta.
Yeah, we keep doing it. We keep doing it. We going to Mandarin Oriental again, which we did late last year. We will bring our new menu. That will be mid-March. There's lots of things. We're working on a new bar. We should open there it's going to happen in Canggu, end of March.
Oh yeah.
Raka has new playground.
Yes.
So we're busy with that. And then we are building our a monster project. So we're going to move.
Yes.
We're going to move Locavore out of Ubud into the rice fields, into nature. Q4 this year, I would say.
Oh, this year?
This year, when the world is hopefully open and people can come and fly to Bali.
Yeah.
That's the plan, but that is keeping us real busy. That's a monster we are building there.
Oh my God! It's Pare show me a little bit the blueprint. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, scary as hell.
Can you give us a teaser for listeners?
Yeah, I think so. I don't want to say too much yet. But it's a hub of activities. It's not just it's more than just a restaurant. That's how it's. So it will be Locavore. That will move there. The old Locavore will become something else. We'll change concept there. There will be a second, more casual restaurant, which will also be our canteen. So that's where we will eat. But where we also would do casual dinners. There will be a few cottages so people can stay over and come and have breakfast with us in that canteen. There will be an amazing bar with a micro distillery. Lots of facilities. There will be a massive mushroom chamber. We will do some beekeeping. We will farm insects. Will be as green as it gets. So we will have worm toilets to recycle the black water.
Oh my God!
Everything will be recycled on site. It's going to be under a big green roof. We're not going to farm lettuces or carrots, but it will be like a food forest on the top. So everything that grows there is edible in a way. It's but it will be more like sort of where we took you yesterday when we go foraging.
Yeah.
And then some more. It's scary.
Oh my God! This year.
Yes.
Hopefully. Yeah, and everything will be open this year. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with my fingers crossed already for 2 years, so I can do it a bit longer. But hopefully, I don't have to. Yeah.
Okay. Last thing, Chef. There's a question I really want to ask you a long time. How do you see now the level of appreciation for local food and Indonesian food in the Indonesian chefs in the industry now? How do you see it?
Well, I'm not a specialist. I do have an opinion, obviously, as you know.
Tell us.
I know. I mean, it's. Well, I'm just the super bule here, right?
Yeah.
What do I know? But I really love Indonesian food. Being Dutch, we have a bit of we have a bit of exposure to it. It's not as good as it is here, but we grow up eating Indo food, we call it. And I think there's this general lack of pride for what is available here, not only for food but also for ingredients.
Yeah, and culture, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Well, there's a lot of reasons and good excuses to bring to the table. But if you compare it with other countries around us, I think Malaysians or Thai they're so proud on what they have, on their food, on their culture, on their ingredients, and for some reason that is not here. For some reason, things that are brought in from far taste better than things that are grown locally. For still a lot, it's also because it's just became available. There's there's a lot of excuses, but it's frustrating. It's not something I'm going to solve, and I don't have the ambition of solving. We are tiny, and we keep just playing our little part of the world, our little part of Indonesia, and hopefully it matters, and hopefully the people that work with us, we can influence them in a positive way, and they they take it with them the moment they leave us and go work somewhere else or open their own business or travel abroad, and we'll sort of have the same philosophy in mind as me and Ray do. I think that's all we can hope for, and I think that is happening, and that is. We had lots of good people working with us, moving on and doing their own thing, and I think, you see, they tend to,
they have the same mindset.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. That makes me hopeful, and but I don't want to slam the table and preach and stuff, but let's focus on what we can do and how we can influence it, and there's still a lot we can do to improve on this, I would say. So I just told myself I'm going to focus on that the coming years, and then I can always get angry another time.
Yeah, one of the excuse, at least that I think of, is they don't know. When they don't know, they never been exposed to it. They How come they interested? Because they don't know it exists.
I know people tend to follow a lot, right? If somebody writes that is the place you should go, and that's because it's so great.
Yeah,
People tend to okay, and then without really tasting, saying it's great because somebody else told them it's great.
yeah.
That doesn't help. I think that mentality of like sort of just following is not the right word, but just lack of curiousness, maybe lack of open-mindedness to try new things yourself and form an opinion about it.
Yeah.
But again, there's also a ton of excuses for that, I guess. But sorry. I think it is changing. I mean, look at Jakarta 15 years ago when I was cooking there, and now, give it another 15 years, and there will be.
I was really pleasantly surprised when I see a lot of younger crowd eating at Locavore. I was really surprised when you first time you came to to do pop up Jakarta. A lot of young crowds.
Yeah, and they're great. I mean, they come for the right reasons. They don't come to tick the box to have a meal in Locavore.
Yeah.
Because that's wrong, right? I mean, why? Then you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna do if that's the reason you come. Better stay away because you're not gonna like it. No, the young generation that did some traveling, that might have have exposure to other cultures and other cuisines. Yeah, and they really enjoy it for the right reasons. They say we really appreciate what you try to do with the ingredients that are available here.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand we're asking a lot of money to eat cabbages and but the thinking process, the work, all the.
You'll see the work when you come to this program. You'll see the work.
Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity to see what it is how much work it takes to make something so simple into something, in my eyes, quite delicious. So and I understand it's not for everybody, right? I mean, it's So it's but I'm hopeful because everywhere we go in Jakarta, we tend to have a full restaurant with people enjoying the food for the right reasons. So no, that makes me very hopeful, and that on top of some international travelers should do the trick.
Yes. Well, hopefully things will turn out for the better in the future for Locavore and I want
the rest of Bali.
Yes, and the rest of Bali, and for the rest of FnB industry. And me, as a Janson Radio podcast team, we want to say thank you very much for inviting us, and thank you, of course, to Pak Koman and Pak Ray, Raka, and all Locavore team. We had a really great time, and thank you for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, good luck, and I will eat at your next Jakarta pop-up.
You there?
Of course. Oke, guys, thank you very much yang udah dengerin dan yang udah nonton podcast kita kali ini. Ingat juga, mungkin thank you dulu ya sekali lagi buat Locavore dan buat Komaneka at Bisma di Ubud, juga buat Local Lab, Nusantara, Local Parts, semuanya, dan juga yang udah bantuin kita foraging kemarin, all the restaurant staff, all the villa staff, yang udah make this, membuat trip ini so wonderful. And jangan lupa subscribe di Janson Radio Podcast. Kita ada di YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, dan Anchor App. Kita masih ada beberapa podcast lagi setup di Bali. Masih kita akan podcast sama Chef Putu, sama Chef Maxi lagi. Dan ada beberapa chef lagi. So don't miss it. Buat further updates, jangan lupa cek di Instagram kita, Janson Radio. Okay, visit Bali soon, eat at Locavore. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.